Now that we've addressed the three blind spots in the traditional marketing strategy and offered solutions for each, let's talk about email and campaigns. Have you ever been tempted to believe that email has lost its effectiveness as a marketing tool? Maybe someone has led you to believe that social media has surpassed email. Well, that's simply not true. See, social media has its place for sure, but email has been and will continue to be the most effective marketing tool for some time. And here's why. Think about the percentage of social media posts you read each day. Probably a very small percentage based on what's available to read. Now, think about the percentage of emails you open or at least look at who it came from, and maybe you read the subject line. My guess is that the percentage is really high. Having your email show up in your client's email box with your name and subject line is value within itself. It's a constant reminder that you're trying to nurture the relationship. And if they open the email to find great content, that moves the relationship to another level. Remember, social media posts are intended for the world to see. Email is sent to one person at a time that you care enough to grow the relationship. So what is an email campaign? It's a series of emails that are pre-written by you with a strategy to nurture a relationship. They're delivered at the time and frequency you choose by using an automated system. A typical campaign might consist of as few as 2 to 3 emails, and a long campaign might consist of 20 or 30 emails, or even more. Typically, for a warm-up campaign of existing clients, or a new campaign for potential clients who downloaded your lead generator, I like to shoot for 10 to 12 emails. A new client on-ramp campaign, for example, might consist of just 3 to 4 emails as a reminder of the most important information your clients should know after they decide to do business with you. Now, how often should you send these emails? Once again, it depends on the campaign. But I like to send short campaign emails every 2 to 3 days and longer term campaign emails once or twice a month. And finally, how do you make sure your client will actually read your email? Well, that's a great question that I plan to cover in the next video.